Good morning. It is day 2 in Acadia, and today we are hiking up Cadillac Mountain. No sunrise hiking for us because sunrise is at like 4 a.m., maybe even earlier, first light. So we are just not going to do that this week. Well, we did the summit of Cadillac Mountain. We thought it was going to be just swarming with people, but it actually wasn't. Maybe because we got there late enough after sunrise, like around 7:30, that the early crowds had cleared out. We enjoyed meandering around the top for a little bit, and now we are hiking down the south face of Cadillac Mountain, making our way toward Eagle Crag, and then eventually back to our campground, where we will take another afternoon lunch and rest break before we go out for round 2. We are wrapping up our hike up and over Cadillac Mountain. We went up the North Ridge Trail and then down the South Ridge Trail. We heard a few people saying under their breath that they were surprised that we had gone up the North Trail because it was so steep, but honestly, it wasn't that bad. The South Ridge Trail definitely is a slower climb, but is really nice for us to get to do it downhill because it was a lot easier on the knees and legs and brain in terms of having to pay attention. Tons of views for a lot of the hike. You're on exposed rock, so you can just see everywhere for several miles of the hike. Now we are hiking on the access trail to the Blackwoods campground. This is still technically the South Ridge Cadillac Trail, and it goes to a campsite that is just 5 spots down from ours. So pretty dang perfect. Later on today, we'll go get our second car and do some other mileage. In the meantime, we're gonna eat some food, we're gonna take our boots off, we're gonna rest and enjoy the quiet forest. Round 2. After a huge meal out at Side Street Cafe, which was so good, we took a short hike for round 3 on the Kebo Brook Trail to pick up some mileage that I meant to get last night and got distracted by some road walking. And then now Kelly and I are out walking the ocean path. Hitch dropped us off down at Otter Point, and we're walking back up to Sand Bench and just enjoying late afternoon light and quiet along the coast. Good morning. We are on day 3 of our Acadia hiking adventures, and today we are starting off with a climb up to the Pemetic Mountain summit, followed by a traverse of the Triad and Day Mountain summits. So it's gonna be a busy day with a good bit of climbing. We're gonna drive back to where we just left our car. Actually, we're gonna drive partially back, and then we're gonna hike part of the way back in order to pick up some more miles. And then we'll pick up our second car and go pick up our first car. It's a whole thing, but hopefully it's gonna be a good morning, quiet, cool, and some good mileage. We had 3 summits so far today: Pemetic, Triad, and Day. And now we are hiking our last rocky downhill down to the park boundary, and then just a little bit further to where our car is parked. It's been a pretty quiet day, and we have finally gotten to cross some carriage roads. So we saw one cool bridge, and we've been able to get a tiny feel for that part of the park. Okay, after a little bit of some patience required to get parking at the Bubbles Divide trailhead, we dropped a car off there, and now we are hiking back to our car at the Pemetic trailhead. So basically, we dropped a car off on the south end, drove a car up to the north end, hiked to the south end car, which we drove up most of the way back to our other car, and now we're hiking another point to point, and then we'll go get the second car again in a few minutes. So it's been quite a morning of scheming to try to figure out how to do point-to-point hikes with our 2 cars and really be efficient with our time here. Round 2 for today, and our trio has become a quartet. Kelly, our friend Jordan, and our friend Hitch way up front. We have 2 friends here now for the remainder of our trip, and we are doing our afternoon hike of hopefully easy miles on the Schoonerhead path. We just picked up Murphy Lane, and then we've got another little guy we'll pick up, and then we'll get back to our car, which is up north toward Bar Harbor. Jordan has promised us some dinners, so we're gonna be helping him with some camp cooking. He snagged the site right next to us, and we're gonna have a campfire, maybe even a swig of bourbon. We are off exploring at Anemone Cave, and apparently I can get the best shot, so I'm going to take you over there and see what we see after I extend the stick.